In the 1960s, the small town of Green Bay, Wisconsin was home to America's finest football team. The Packers were coached by the legendary Vince Lombardi, a relentless perfectionist who believed in discipline and control, and, most of all, in character and resolve. His teams reflected his hard-edged personality, and they performed with a spirit and will that forged 3 NFL championships in 5 years. The Packers were clearly the standard by which all teams were judged. In 1966, they looked to extend their championship mastery against the upstart Dallas Cowboys.
We were the new guys on the block. You know, it was the first time we ever had really a winning season.
I don't think there's any question that the Green Bay Packers were the better football team, but we could have very easily been in Super Bowl I if we would just won that ball game. We were down 14-0 before we ever touched the football on offense. They drove 80 yards and scored. Elijah Pitts scored a touchdown to put them up 7-0, and they kicked off to us. Mel Renfro got hit, fumbled the ball, and Jim Grabowski picked it up and ran in for a touchdown, and all of a sudden we're down 14-0.
We thought that it was going to be a rout, especially the defense, because usually when we get ahead like that in any game, especially a championship game, well, we did what Lombardi asked us to do, rise to the occasion, and just shut the opponent out from there.
But Dallas, with Landry's multiple offensive system, confused the Packers' defense, usually so structured and composed. The key to the Cowboys' charge of the first quarter was the running of Don Perkins, and his powerful burst near the end of the period brought Dallas all the way back.
They were running some trap plays inside, or misdirection plays, and Ray Nitzke, our middle linebacker, was kind of confused. And when you get a middle linebacker confused and going the wrong way, well, that's make it real tough on the defensive backs to try to come up there and make the tackle, and that's what was happening. Perkins was just running the ball. He was almost unstoppable. Then all of a sudden, they went to another phase of their game plan, and it helped us by not giving the ball to Perkins.
After the first quarter, the Cowboys generated little offense for much of the game. Quarterback Don Meredith continually misfired, and Green Bay shut down Bob Hayes, the league's most dangerous weapon. One play typified the Cowboys' offensive frustration.
We went to a formation where I was in a slot to the right side, and we had Bob Hayes to the wide side of the field. And of course, he drew double coverage from Green Bay a great deal, and Willie Wood was the safety. We were going to try to occupy the free safety, and I was going to be on Ray Nitzke man-to-man going to the corner. And we got the coverage that we wanted, but Willie Wood was so cagey. He turned and looked back at Meredith and saw Don looking to throw to the corner to him, and I remember the ball was almost right in my hands, and Willie Wood made a great play and knocked it down. We could have gone up by 7 at that time, and it really would have switched the momentum around.
While Dallas struggled, the Packers prospered. Led by Bart Starr, they abandoned their conservative ways, displaying a flamboyant passing game that produced 4 touchdowns.
Third down and long yardage situation again. He's in to throw, lofts a soft pass way downfield, complete for a touchdown to Max McGee.
The fourth score pushed Green Bay's lead to 34-20 with 5 minutes remaining in the game. Would Dallas come back against the mighty Packers?
Personally, no, I didn't think so. After we were up 34-20, I figured it was just a matter of time running out on the Cowboys. We just figured with our defense that we could shut the Cowboys down, and 34-20 is a big lead for the Packers, whether it's an exhibition game, regular season, or championship game.
A long one, and it is complete to Frank Clark. And Clark takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. A 69-yard pass play.
Dramatically, the Cowboys' offense had come to life. A touchdown now would tie the score. Suddenly, a pass interference penalty on the Packers gave Dallas the ball on the 2-yard line with 1 minute, 52 seconds left.
We all started thinking about sudden death, overtime, because we couldn't stop the Cowboys out in the middle of the field, so how could we stop them on the 2 or 3 yard line?
I remember punching somebody, I said, if this goes into overtime, we're dead, because the momentum, you know how football, all sports go, momentum was definitely in Dallas' favor, so I said, please don't let them score.
The strength of character that set Lombardi's Packers apart surfaced. Green Bay rose to a higher level. The Cowboys did not. On second down, Dallas tackle Jim Bokey moved before the snap.
And the Cowboys, who have come back time after time after time, have now moved it down very close to the Packer goal line, and all of a sudden they have their problems.
A poorly thrown pass left the Cowboys back where they began on the Green Bay 2. The 1966 NFL championship would come down to one final play.
All right, if the Cowboys go in here, we're going into overtime. They've got one play to travel 2 yards.
It was a play which we used often on the goal line, a run situation type of play where we're rolling out. It really was a good play. The only thing that happened there was that Dave Robinson came in, and our guard that pulled to cut him ran by him.
When he put the ball up, he was under pressure, off balance, and the toughest thing for a quarterback to do is throw back across the field on a rollout, and that's what he tried to do.
And it's intercepted by Tom Brown. Dave Robinson nailed Don Meredith as he attempted to throw that pass. It was intercepted in the end zone by Tom Brown, and the Packers have just taken the championship.
Most of the Packers, we didn't do a whole lot of rah-rah and jumping up and down because there were so many big plays during the season and during our careers. We would spend more time patting each other on the back and jumping up and down than we would, you know, concentrating playing the game. But after the game, you can believe we all kissed Tom Brown at least once.